Cheers and enjoy the show. Welcome to The Bar's Open with Beth and Greg. Cheers and enjoy the show. Welcome to The Bar's Open with Beth and Greg. Cheers and enjoy the show. Welcome to The Bar's Open with Beth and Greg.
Let's go. We're by ourselves. I'm talking in the third person. Fuck it. Let's go. You know why? Welcome to The Bar's Open with Beth and Greg. Beth is off doing her own little thing. I'm jumping on here a few minutes early because you know why? I already have my shit together. Normally, Beth's like, I gotta do my hair. No, I can't blame it on Beth. I definitely cannot blame it on Beth. I hope you guys are all doing great. I'm going to open up. So I have a friend. You probably all know him. His name's Peter. He does the Balding the Big Guy podcast with me. He works for a company that happens to make Black Rifle energy drinks. And I'm going to crack one of these open right now. If you've never had this shit, it's fucking delicious. Cheers. Cheers, you guys. Cheers, Castro, up in Austin. Cheers to Allison. Cheers to all you guys that are hanging out. All of the things that you guys are doing. Oh, Bill, you like the hat, huh? The Bar is Open hat. If you guys need any attire made, printed, done, whatever, he has his kids stitch the hats together in his basement. I don't know how that works, but go to Minor League Studios, ring him on that, get a hat printed up, do those sorts of things. Good evening, Tyler. Hey, Tyler, real quick, brother. Tyler, I put a post out on Instagram. I don't know if you follow The Bar is Open with Beth and Greg, but do yourself a favor. Go follow The Bar is Open with Beth and Greg. I would like to send you a hat or a shirt. Tell me what you would prefer. Because I hadn't seen you on here until last week or whatnot, but I would definitely like to send you one. So, what the fuck did Reed send? And now Greg stays on all night. He's gonna be fucking wired. Yes. You know what? Ranger Berry. If you've never had these Black Rifle energy drinks, they don't have like I'm not an energy drink guy, dude. These ones, you know what my energy drink is? What I do is I just pour like 3 little scoops of on the fuck's that shit called that I've drank for 5 years. I don't know, 3 scoops in some water. It's basically like just like a little bit of energy, but amino energy, something along that line. Anyway, let's go. Let's get this shit rocking and rolling. I probably need to put on the headphones in case my shit drops out because I can never tell. You just don't know. Hang on a second. It is really good, dude. Those BRCC energy drinks, space. Yep, dude. I'm telling you, man. They're fucking good. And I've got Fucking Peter brought me all the flavors. They're all good. I haven't, well, I guess I've had the 3 out of the 4 flavors. The mango. I'm always hesitant with mango. Mango. I go back to the the fuck's it called? Topo Chicos, and they taste like fucking grease. I don't know what the fuck's with that. So with that, excuse me. Cheers. This is about as topless as you're gonna get me for tonight. I had some people on the fucking Drinking Bros podcast are like, you should go topless. I'm like, I did shave up. I did trim up because this shit was getting a little out of hand, man. So I did trim up tonight for you guys. Reed said Ranger Berry gets the sweat wrung out of Ranger panties. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with that. I relayed the message from Reed. I think Reed was a meat man beforehand. He's now retired. Tyler, God damn it. He said he's greedy. Can I have both a t-shirt and a hat? And a hat, if not a t-shirt, all day. You know what? You got to go out and you have to like, subscribe to the Bars Open, and then ding dong me on the ping pong out on drinking. God damn it. I'm having a hard time. I'm all on my own. I've got dogs locked up. Go out and message me out on the Bars Open. Do that, and then I'll send you some shit, dude. I'll send you a bunch of shit, dude. Just fucking don't be greedy. You know what I mean? No, this shit costs us money. Bill's got to print it. I've got to pay for it. He's got to ship it. I got to pay for that. There's a bunch of shit that goes into it. Fuck all that. Just Tyler, reach out to me, brother. Pop those buttons. Dude, I already left one open. I think it's actually torn. I don't even know. Love you guys. We got some shit to talk about tonight. Solo mission tonight. Beth's out of town. Beth's up in Austin doing her. You guys just, I can't fucking do that. I got an echo in my fucking ear. I swear to God, I'll fucking have a coronary. Tyler, no, you don't need to send money. Everybody else needs to send money. Don't act like you don't need to send money. You can go out and you can DM me. These hats are the Richardson 112s. Swear to God, Richardson 112s. They're fucking dope. But Tyler, you were at last week. If you fucking keep pressing your luck, brother, I'm gonna charge you like $7. Don't do that. You don't just stop asking. But for everybody else, $24.99 gets you a hat. If you're in the chat board right now, and I can see it, and you want a hat, dude, I've got one special. I'm calling it. Bill made it limited edition, orange and blue with blue. So you can see on this one, it's white stripes, blue stripes on orange, or vice versa, whatever. It's sitting in the other room. It's sitting in my office. And I'm like, nobody's touching that one. Nobody's wearing it. I don't even know what to do with it. It's a special limited edition. Discord. Nobody does Discord. I'm fucking 48 years old, brother. I'm not doing Discord. God damn it. Like, hit me up on fucking Facebook. Don't do that. So I never pay attention to fucking Facebook, dude. Just fucking, I'll send. You can get my phone number. Just fucking get my phone number from somebody. It's easy. All I need is your goddamn address. All right, we're gonna set the Black Rifle aside. We're gonna crack a Coors Light because that's my jam. But you know what also is my jam? Going out and liking and subscribing to the Bars Open with Beth and Greg. I'd really appreciate it. We're trying to grow the channel. Beth's actually up at Austin at a fucking. She got him. So you guys may have you may remember Allison from prior episodes. She is CPG fangirl. She's done a bunch of other things, but She's in the kind of like seasoning space, right? And so Allison invited her up there. Beth's retiring from doing her normal corporate gig, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to meet her up there tomorrow, but nonetheless, you know, go out, check that shit out. Go follow, like, subscribe to the podcast, do those sorts of things. And then what that does is that's going to share the shit out of the show, out of this show, plus Beth's Naughty Reads. Hawk, what's happening, man? Will, what's going on, dude? Appreciate all you guys hanging out with me while I do this solo fucking event on my own. But Beth's up in Austin. She's hanging out with a bunch of, it's kind of gay to say creators, but there's some creators, and then she met some authors up there, which is kind of the other side of it, right? But it's everybody's up there trying to, this is a bad way to say it, hawk their goods, like create a monetary flow. Everybody's getting together, and I think it was from they are former, what the fuck is it called, Shark Tank people that have been on Shark Tank or were in, maybe not have made it to the final show, but they actually got to have conversations with people on Shark Tank, which is kind of neat. I mean, that's kind of a cool fucking thing, right? So just think about that. So go out, follow CPG Fangirl. That's who Beth is hanging out with. That's who, and she's one of my best friends. Like my best friend's wife is her. And then Beth is, like I said, retiring. Read, no. He said, so porn writers. No, that's not the case. I told Beth she needs to specifically go to a conference where they do that, because Beth reviews naughty books, right? That's her gig, man. She's got time. She's moving on she's moving on from the corporate world into, it's called the Bars Open Media LLC. Got that company going, and we've got a lot of shit going on. So yeah, absolutely. Go out and start following everybody. Also, go out and like, subscribe to Fox News Maine. That's Eric Tanzi's news channel. Dude's like, I was driving to work this morning. I got in my truck and I just turned on. I'm the guy that fucking watches YouTube channel TV, not YouTube TV, but YouTube shit while I'm driving to work. I don't fucking interact. I try not to unless I'm in a stop sign. But you can go out there, follow Eric Tanzi. It gives him a lot of reviews. He's got a new book coming out, Pig Latin. I think that's what it's fucking called. Something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head because I've got too much shit going on. Somebody will put it out here and I'll repeat it. But Eric Tanzi's got a great podcast going on with Fox News. Go out there, like, subscribe on their iTunes, Spotify. Follow Bars Open. Me, Beth, out on Instagram. Follow Beth out on Beth's Naughty Reads. Do all those fucking things. All right, we're done. Let's get into some fucking fun shit. You guys ready? Fucking Val Kilmer. Oh, last night, saw that shit. I was at jujitsu. I swear to God, I got done with jujitsu and I flipped my phone open. I have an iPhone. I folded it open and I was like, son of a bitch. The champ. One of the best guys you've ever seen. That's why I named this one. Val Kilmer was my unsuspected hero. He literally was one of the best actors of what I would say is my generation. So I'm 48. Y'all know I'm old as shit. Hey, Beth. We're talking shit. Val Kilmer, to me, was one of those dudes that you're just like, fuck. He was just every role, every dude. First movie I ever saw him in, of course, was Real Genius. That's the one I remember. That's one I recall. Right. And, with He was the genius that lived down in the base. And if you haven't seen this movie, this is definitely a PG movie. It's a kid that goes to college, ends up his roommate's this fucking kind of crazy guy that lives in a basement, kind of, but he's made this basement thing in his wall and all these things. And he goes down and he gets in this train thing that brings him down to this workspace. And it's a whole fucking thing, right? If you have not seen Real Genius, go watch it. It is a great movie. And you'll recognize some dudes. Maybe some of you will, some of you won't. But you'll recognize some dudes, excuse me, that are way older now, right? Because Val Kilmer died. He just died yesterday at 65 years old. But that one movie where they made like an implant into his jaw and he could hear God, and this is kind of the bad guy in the movie. Dude, it was so good. And I remember watching that. It was every sick day movie that I would watch, and it was fucking amazing. So let's get into a few of Val Kilmer's fucking IMDb stuff, if you don't mind. So Val Kilmer, 1959 to 2022. I mean, there's a million remembering Val Kilmer things going on IMDb right now, of course, right? Let's go. I'm going to try and go back to the early days and hit up some of his early. The guy's been in a fucking million things, dude. Like for real. For real, real. Top Secret, Real Genius, Top Gun was 1986. Then he was doing TV shit. He did some TV shit, The Murder in the Rue Morgue. I don't even know what that's. He was in Willow. You guys remember him in Willow? If you don't, that's fine. Billy and the Kid. Billy the Kid. Kill Me Again. You can't. The Doors, bro. 1991. I was 15 years old. The Doors. I don't even like the Doors. I don't like a lot of music. Like, I hate Led Zeppelin. Like, I don't give a shit. I hate the Beatles. I hate all those. But the Doors, I can't say I hate them. The Doors, I like. Yeah, I like the Doors. This is the end. Don't. My only friend, right? You get it. God damn. True Romance. He was in fucking True Romance. The Real McCoy. Tombstone, of course. My buddies and I have been doing fucking back and forth. I'll be your Huckleberry. Exactly. Space. Right? Huckleberry. Hucklebearer. I actually said that to Brian and Roger today. My buddies on my little chat group. I was like, is it Huckleberry or Hucklebearer? It's a thing, right? But there's a million of them from just that. People are throwing out the fucking the Heat scene, which the Marines like play as there was, I don't know what to say. I can't say it's the quintessential like retreat scene, but somebody like one group had put it as like it's a great way to retreat, cover, fire, move, cover, fire, move, cover, fire, or whatever the order it goes into. I was a Marine, so Island of Dr. Moreau. God damn, the Saint, fucking the Saint, dude. Who was in? What was that chick's name that was in the Saint? Fuck. Elizabeth Shue was in the Saint, right? Fucking this guy's been in everything. Mindhunters, George and the Dragon in 2004. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Great movie. Moscow Zero, Summer Love, Deja Vu. And then he started getting sick. I think he's been sick for a good 15 years or so, right? He was in Conspiracy. He was in Columbus Day. You name he's been in a ton of different ones. But I know I was reading a recent article that he's been bedridden for quite a while. But the other thing is that he was in most recently Maverick, right? And you got to see him. I think that might have been the moment everyone was waiting for. If you were a true Top Gun, I saw Top Gun in 1986 or whatever, whenever it came out in New Hampshire, in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, at this little ass movie theater that I grew up going to. I think I was a little kid, like 2, 3 years old. And we lived in these apartments behind there when my parents were poor as shit, poorer as shit. And Chuck Lynn, this guy that was a friend of the family that my dad put in the Marines, managed that movie theater for like 30 years. And I saw Top Gun there when I had to go back there from Oregon. I can't remember. Fuck, it was a long time ago. We went back there for vacation and I saw Top Gun and we saw something else. Top Gun and maybe Terminator. Were those at the same time? I don't remember. It was another big one. But I remember Top Gun. I was like, I'm going to be a fucking fighter pilot, right? Why wouldn't you want to be a fucking fighter pilot at that point? Top Gun, goddamn Tom Cruise looks exactly the same as he does today, right? The fucking Iceman. And you're like, that guy's a dick. Fucking Iceman. He says, I'll be you can be my wingman any day. Fuck you. They should have made it rated R. Right? But goddamn, that's my early, like, Real Genius. I mean, fuck yeah, Real Genius. Or was Top Gun before? No, Real Genius was before. Top Gun. Fucking, there's not ever going to be a dude like that to play those roles. There are going to be other people that'll come along. Not nowadays, dude. Fucking Val Kilmer. Fuck. Love that guy. He's just a great dude, right? Plus, I've read, I can't say I've heard, I've read that dude's just fucking legit guy. I saw today on some sort of Instagram feed, he put on a blue Batman mask from some famous artist that's really famous. I just can't think of his name. Joe Chow or something like that. Anyway, yeah, cheers to fucking Val Kilmer, man, making the goddamn 80s, 90s, and even most recently in Maverick. Fucking amazing, right? True genius. Yep. God damn, there were so many of them. Hawk said true genius. Real genius. Real genius. I've seen that a million times. So, you know what, guys? It's just one of those things. This is one of the challenges. We get older. That fucking sucks. We get older and all of our heroes start to pass away. Oh, so buckle up. That's kind of part of it, I guess. I don't really know the answer to that. Right? Fuck. Let's get into a little bit of, do we want to do Beth's out of town? We're going to do a little bit of politicking. Want to do that? Fuck it. Let's do it. So there was this fencer. I'm going to call her the girl that takes a knee. She's right over here. The girl that takes a knee, fencer Stephanie Turner, kneels in front of a USA fencing official. Why do you think she would do such a thing? Well, because her opponent was a dude. Simple enough, right? Simple enough. She's like, the cool part about, I'm going to read this. This is off Fox News. It's all over the fucking internet. It's all over X. It's all over everything. So I just pulled an article off of Fox. I'm not saying you can go. You go get your fucking view somewhere else if you like. Woman's fencer opens up on refusing to face transgender opponent, accepting punishment and backlash. Basically, this is what happens to this girl. She lays down her shit. She kneels, lays down her sword, fencing sword, takes off her head gear, puts it down. And you can go watch the video. The video is a little longer because said dude walks up and they have a conversation. Can't hear what they're saying about the conversation. But I'm fairly certain the guy's like, hey, why don't you want to spar with me or whatever? 'Cause in Taekwondo or whatever, that's considered sparring, basically, like where you're fucking trying to punch somebody in the face. And she was like, no. So let's read the article. Women's fencer Stephanie Turner took her mask off and got a knee in front of her transgender opponent. Excuse me. Fucking allergies are terrible here in Texas right now. Again, it's all oak. Ahead of a bout of at the Cherry Blossom Open in Maryland over the weekend, Turner, this is not a teenage kid. She's 31. Made the decision to not compete against trans athlete Raymond Sullivan. And Turner also wanted to make sure her refusal was caught on video for the world to see. Turner came to the decision the night before the event when she checked the competition's pools and saw that she would be competing against Sullivan, whom she had read about in an article last year. She says in quotes, I saw that I was going to be in a pool with Redmond. From there, I said, okay, let's do it. I'm going to take the knee, Turner told Fox News. Turner went through all of her warm-ups that day and went on to fence in 4 bouts before her matchup with the trans athlete. When it came, she was nervous and shaky, but sure about her decision. She said, I knew, in quotes, I knew what I had to do because USA Fencing had been listening to women's objections regarding, I don't know what this is, and where you put the brackets, it's gender eligibility policy and bracket, Turner said. I took a knee immediately at that point. Redmond was under the impression that I was going to start fencing. So when I took the knee, I looked at the ref and said, I'm sorry, I cannot do this. I'm a woman and this is a man. This is a women's tournament and I will not fence this individual. Redmond didn't hear me and he comes up to me and he thinks that I'm maybe hurt or he doesn't understand what's happening. He's asked, are you okay? And I said, I'm sorry. I have much love and respect for you, but I will not fence you. There's your answer. That's what I didn't know what was said because you couldn't hear it. And I didn't read this in advance. I'm on my own, God damn it. I'm writing articles. Right? You got to write stuff. Redmond says to me, well, you know, there is a member on the board of directors here who supports me, and there is a policy that acknowledges me as a woman, so I'm allowed to fence, and you will get black carded. And I said, I know. That's what Turner said. Good. Good for fucking her. Right? If you have a 14-year-old girl, daughter, fucking whatever, stepdaughter, daughter, whatever, and she's got to fence against a 14 or 15-year-old boy, there is this fucking mega viral video going on from a female wrestler, women wrestler, female. I'll call it, she's a young adolescent female. She decided, and this is an amazing thing to go look up. She decided that she was going to step up to the boys team. She's a female on her female team, right? She's, I think, nearly undefeated. There's videos all over the place. She went out because there was a gap on the team they had a specific weight class that needed to be matched, right? Or they just take the loss and the other team gets the points. So if she wrestled, she knew she would at least get a certain amount of points. She went out and wrestled and didn't win, but got points, right? For the team, for the boys team. But she didn't do it as she's not like, oh, I'm a dude now. She went out and wrestled with a guy. That's different than being a dude that's like, I suck at doing what I'm fucking doing, and I'm going to go fucking wrestle a chick, a girl. Fuck off. Told you I'm going to get spicy tonight. Beth's like, I'm in Austin. They're all yelling at me. She's sitting at the bar right now having like a double fucking. Right? Doesn't that make sense? If your daughter, like, I'm 100% for women. Go fucking beat the shit out of that kid. But I don't want my fucking son to go beat the shit out of a girl. No, fuck you. I don't care how long your hair is. Right? Does that make sense? Am I an asshole for saying that? Probably. I don't give a fuck, though. Let's get back into this. So Turner said she was then escorted to the bout committee where she had to explain what she did. She says the members then handed her a copy of the association's transgender policy and made her sign the document acknowledging the black card. I'd fucking sign that all goddamn and be like, fuck you, asshole. Then Turner was escorted out of the venue, she said. She was basically kicked out of the venue at 31 years old. Goodbye. Let's create another goddamn venue. Create a venue for other people. Right? Yeah, massive respect, Will. 100%. So it's just one of these stories that comes up. But go check out that girl because she literally was leading. She had already basically won every match that she had been in. The young girl, I think she was 15 or 16 or something like that, in wrestling. And then the story's like all over the place. And then went into the boys. And the team actually, I think she had to do she did one more match where she filled in, right? And because she participated, even though she might not have won, it helped the team win, which is that's amazing. The fucking crowd were just cheering her on. Like, oh my, it was amazing. So you guys can go out, check that out. It's easy to find. Just look up high school wrestling girl and you'll find that thing in like 2 seconds. I promise you. So, I don't know. So fucking nowadays, dude, like I don't even have kids, but I got neighbors with teenage daughters and I got a niece. I got a couple nieces, got a whole bunch of nieces between Beth and I. It's like, fuck off. I'm done. Like we should all be done with stuff, right? Not it. No. You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. All right. Next up, another goddamn. What's with the naked ladies at the goddamn airport, bro? Fucking another one. Did you all see the naked chick that was like beating the shit out of the TVs last week? We didn't end up getting to that story last week. And plus it was covered all over the place. But there's another fucking chick that's naked what is happening at the fucking airports? Not sure. Something's going on. I think maybe perhaps ketamine. Some fucking extracurricular drug activity. Not really sure. Quick question. What airline do you think this chick was flying on? There's only like really 2 or 3 options. What do you think? Airport? You want to know the airport? Hang on 1 second. Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood is the airport that this happened at. So they're calling it Mile High Meltdown, Tri-Terminal Tantrum. So this is the woman at Fort Lauderdale. I'll tell you the name of the airline here in a second. A woman at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport stripped down mid-argument this week in a head-turning moment. What in the actual fuck is happening? You've had chicks running up and down naked. You had the chick that was completely had her kid with her, had a goddamn meltdown, breaking TVs. And now you got this bitch right here just fucking showing her tatas off. What do you got for the airport? All right. So a head-turning moment joining a crowd trend of in-flight and in-airport undressings. In a viral video filmed by a bystander and shared widely, we're not playing the video because it's on the Instagram on the YouTubes. The topless woman wearing only white underwear, black shoes, and a shiny hoop of earrings was seen pacing around this particular airline gate. All right, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Spirit Airlines. Enough said. I'm done. I'm never fucking. I don't think I think I've flown Spirit Airlines one time in my entire life. I don't. One time, and I think it was from Colorado Springs to Denver. It's kind of a puddle jumper, kind of like to get to Denver, right? Bitches be crazy. Fucking for real, bro. As seen in the preliminary clip posted by this Only in Florida on Instagram. Oh shit, there's an actual at Only in Florida. So it's Only in Florida, double A at the end. On Instagram, I need to go follow them. Women seem to be arguing with a man who attempted to return the clothes she had taken off. In another video shared on the same account, a police officer stood beside the man and handed the bare-breasted woman a black t-shirt, which she put on. That's nice. That's good. Like, let's get dressed, right? Fuck's sake. Travelers waiting at the gate are seemed to avert their eyes as she shouted and gesticulated wildly. What's gesticulating? Is that where you're just like shaking your titties around and they're just doing the fucking booby tassel thing? Like, you can hear my chair. Gesticulating. I think that's what that is. Chesticulating? My wife wouldn't be proud of me at this moment. Are you still on here, Castro? I don't even know if I think she bailed on us. I think Castro's like, I'm fucking out of here. I could have my husband doing this podcast on his own. I got more stories, bro. I've got so many. Meanwhile, some people in the background started recording the scene with their phones. The post has reached the article, or the news source, if you want to quote unquote call them that, has reached out to Spirit for comment on the flesh flashing flyer. God damn it, that's good. Flesh flashing flyer. Viewers flocked to the comment section to share their thoughts. First one said, "You had me at Spirit Airlines." For fucking real. Another person said, "I noticed the Spirit airline in the back. Always those Spirit people." It's true. Dude, Spirit Airlines, I think it costs you like $75 to check a bag at this point. Like, who the fuck flies on Spirit Airlines? I mean, what's the most discount shit you'll buy? Like, or transportation you'll buy? I'm trying to think. Like, I've gone some cheap ass cruises, like cheap cruise, like Carnival from like Galveston to Cozumel. I did that last year. Pretty discount cruise, but you get what you pay for. Peter and I drank 27,000 drinks on that fucking thing. Makes total sense. I go on a Viking cruise. That's kind of like an Arab Emirates kind of thing, right? I mean, what are you going to do? Tyler said, "I don't plan on flying." Brian said, "She is trying to watch her podcast while some chick is trying to get her to a club." Probably a dumb blonde. What are you talking about, Brian? Some chick's trying to get Beth to go to a club? She's going to get roofied. I have to call her. Call Beth and tell her not to go to anywhere and to make sure that she covers her drink. So help me God if I have to drive up there tonight. I will bring the entire posse. And then I'll call every one of my Drinking Bros friends up in Austin. Mhm. Beth knows my story from being in Austin. Austin's not a great place, especially if you're a single woman sitting in a bar. All right. Next up. All right. What do you guys want to talk about? I have this. I'm looking through my stories here. We need to watch a video. We need to watch a video because I have at the very end of this, and at the very end of this, I have to redo part of a podcast, if you will. I recorded a Just Greg for Beth and for people that are going through a company transition, right? Like either you're being pushed out or you're leaving or you're retiring or some certain things like that. I'm going to do that at the very end of this podcast. So I'll give you a heads up, but I need to record it. And I recorded it like 2 weeks ago. Something happened with the audio and I couldn't record it. So I'm going to record it tonight. So if you want to hang out, it's going to be a little longer than usual for just a single person talking on a mic. But it's really just kind of commentary and message to my wife, which if you want to hang out, it's great. If you don't, I'll let you know. Y'all heard it, Greg and Beth single. What the fuck is that? Tyler. Y'all heard it. Greg said Beth is single and up for grab. No, bullshit. I will drive up to Austin. Beth's sitting at the bar by herself, and she has a pistol in her fucking purse. So we don't live. You know how things go. I wouldn't fuck with Beth if I was at a bar. Leave her alone. She's just drinking a fucking drink, having her little wine. Should we call her real quick? Let's call Beth real quick. Let's check in on Beth. Let's do a little check in. Boop a doop a doop. Audio. Speaker.
Hello.
Hi, honey. You're on air.
Hi.
Hey, are you being really careful there? Because remember, I got roofied there one time.
I'm being really careful that my bartender is a woman.
Your bartender's a woman. Are you putting little covers on the top of the drinks?
I am.
Because people, Tyler was like, hey, Beth's in Austin by herself. And I was like, if I have to fucking drive up there, I was like, she's got her gun with her. I was like, we're good.
I'm good.
Yeah, we're good. Are you doing good? You having fun?
Yeah, and I'm eating this delicious. I don't even know. It's some sort of bound pasta. It's delicious.
Nice. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Well, I just wanted to call in and check on you because fucking Tyler over there. I might recall my offer for a fucking hat. Making me all stressed out. God damn it. I went through some shit. That's a story for another time up in Austin, man. It's the whole reason I got another tattoo, just because of all that shit. I love you, honey. I'll talk to you after the podcast. Cheers. Bye. Motherfuckers. No call-in shows tonight. I just got to get through this. It's a Wednesday. Fridays are for call-ins. Wednesdays are for call-in shows. But I do have a fucking video, bro. This guy, have you guys seen this fucking video? Tyler, I still got you, dude. Don't worry. Have you seen this fucking video of this goddamn dude getting his head run over? Fucking sake. All right. The dude is basically a repo man, right? I got to find this story real quick. Repo man he pulls a stupid in my mind. I watched a bunch of different videos with a bunch of different feedback. And in this video, you're going to see this. Let me pull up the story real quick here. But I was like, God damn, this happened maybe like 3 days ago, 4 days ago. But there have been arrests made Memphis repo man. Two suspects arrested in shocking case. Man's head run over in a viral video. Let me play this video for you guys. You ready? All right. So for the week of heart, fuck off. There it is.
Violent when a Memphis repo man gets underneath the wheel of a car and the driver backs over his head. Watch again from the beginning as the tow truck driver grabs the chains to secure this red Ford Focus. A man runs behind him and hops into the driver's seat, turns on the ignition, and hits reverse. Memphis police say this unfolded just before.
All right, but real quick, did you see how the angle of the wheels were already at? Let's rewind that shit a little bit. All right, right there. You see the angle of the wheels? I'll blow it up a little bit for y'all. All right. See how the wheels are already angled? And that motherfucker, which means the guy had cranked the wheel to the left. So if you were all looking in the same angle, he cranked them to the left to go like into back out. That's where that dumb fuck put his head. I'm not saying that he should have been run over, but the other side of it is don't put your head underneath the fucking wheel, bro. All right, let's keep going.
When a Memphis repo man gets underneath the wheel of a car and the driver backs over his head.
Good Lord. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Watch again from the beginning as the tow truck driver grabs the chains to secure this red Ford Focus. A man runs behind him and hops into the driver's seat, turns on the ignition, and hits reverse. Memphis police say this unfolded just before 8 this morning here at the University Gardens Manor Apartments. As the victim screams in pain, a woman can be seen disregarding him, instead directing the driver how to escape. Memphis police.
All right, real quick. Chick, orange hair, like coordinating the back out, does not give a flying shit about that guy. Come on, right? All right, I'll read the story. Let's get through the. God damn it.
Say the man and woman fled the scene, and miraculously, the victim is able to walk away, sharing his horrific experience on social media, along with these pictures from his hospital bed showing his injuries. Memphis police say the victim had abrasions on his head, a large black mark on the front of his sweatshirt, complained of arm pain, and had to be shaken to be kept conscious.
It's hard to watch. That chest fucking thing, man.
Neighbors who didn't want to be identified, all shaken by the video, but also concerned with how the whole situation played out.
I feel sorry for him, yeah, but I don't think your job that important, bro. I don't think as a person that tow cars, he probably should have seen, he should have looked what was going on and decided not to put his head on the car.
Memphis police say witness on scene told them they had sold that car to the woman in the video, who they say wasn't making payments. She told police she put the car up for repossession and contacted the repo.
That's the end of it. But fuck's sake, right? Come on. Dude got his fucking skull run over and was like, I'm going to sue you. No, eat shit. Poor as fuck. You know what? All right. So I grew up in a place in New England, New Hampshire, and there's certain areas, $2,000 car is what we could get. That's fine. Totally fine. Don't mind that. But if the repo man comes after your $2,000 car, let him repo it and go buy another $2,000 car. Right? That motherfucker backed up over his head with a Ford fucking Focus. And the other better part of this is his head could take it. It wasn't his leg, bro. It didn't squish his head. Like, okay, so number one, let's guess the weight of okay. You guys, we're gonna get a little gruesome here. What is the weight? I'm gonna go to ChatGPT. What do you think the weight is to squish the human head? Let's go. What is the weight to squish the human head? Let's see what it's come. Let's see what ChatGPT comes up with. All right. What do you guys think the weight is to squish a human head? I bet you don't think it's this. The human skull is surprisingly strong. It typically requires about 500 pounds of force, which is different, to fracture the skull. However, completely crushing a human head would take significantly more force. Estimates suggest it could be over 1,100 pounds, depending on factors like skull thickness, impact surface, and angles of force. Blunt force, like a heavy object, that's where you see people getting killed because of a hammer or something like that. That's super focused, something like that. Like, go watch Andrea's Late Night with Andrea to talk about that bullshit. Would crush a head, right? Fuck. 137 pounds, 2.5 pounds, breaks collarbone. Yeah, there's like certain things like larynx, like you could smack somebody in the larynx. You ever need to know something like that? Never hit anybody there unless you really want to fucking hurt them. But to run over somebody's head, so a Ford Focus, if I ran over your head with my Toyota 2024 Toyota Tundra with the big ass wheels that I've got on it and the lift and all the shit, I'd probably pop your head like a grape. I think, depending on the angle that I go. So if I come out at an angle, it's probably going to relieve the pressure. But if I run straight back or I turn into it, it's all about fucking math, bro. Don't be there when that shit happens. God damn. Getting your head run over? Fuck. Did you see how swollen his fucking... Okay, quick story. My brother got back from the Marine Corps one time. Back in... I think it was 95? No. 97, something like that. 96, 97, right? So my brother was in the Marine Corps from like, I don't know, 92 to 97, something like that, right? But he was a dick. My brother's a much better guy now. He take care of his family, take care of his babies, and does all that stuff. But he was a dick back in the day, and he loved Jack Daniels. So I was skateboarding back to work, and I was at the beach, and he had just gotten out, and he didn't have anything going on with his life. And I'll call him out like today. I'm calling him out right now. Joe, I love you, and he knows this. But he was at the end of, if you look up a lot of beaches that are kind of a rotating kind of strip, they have like roads that go down them. And that's where all the houses are. So my brother was being a dick and just running up and down the roads after he got out of the Marines, and he'd been in Somalia and he'd been in a bunch of other places, Korea, and done all sorts of crazy shit, right? But I was coming back from work to my dad's house, who had a house down at the beach. And I was like, Joe, what are you doing, dude? And then we got in like an instant fucking fist fight, right? One of those things. Like no, you know what it was? It wasn't an instant fist fight. He was walking down the beach with a bottle of, or walking down the street with a bottle of Jack Daniel. So I grabbed it and smashed it and threw it away because I was like, you're already hammered. Dick move. But I was like, my brother's either going to jail. And I don't want him to go to jail, of course. And then we then got into a fight. But I've never been hit so hard in the side of my head by somebody so many times in like 3 seconds, right? Like, and then I slammed him against the wall. Story I've never told. My head swelled up like that guy said. I understand what that guy is going through because I was like, what the fuck, bro? And like, you get these like swelling contusions on the side. I had hair back then too. So Joe, he knows we're great friends nowadays, and it's just life and it's fucking whatever. But dude, your head swelling up like that takes a while to go down. I went to work the next day. I was done. I already went to work. And it's, you throw a baseball, but I also had hair to cover it up, but you could feel it. You're like ice bags of peas, like a boxer. I wasn't into martial arts back then. Joe can throw a punch, the little fucker. He's a tiny little guy. He's such a tiny little guy too. Joe, you're such a tiny little guy. It's life. Whatever. Brian knows him. Much smaller guy. Yeah. He was just a dick. He was a little evil dick back then. Good times. Don't get your head run over, guys, and don't get punched in the head if you're a little kid. Because I think I was 17, maybe 18. Something like that. I was a little kid. I moved out of fucking New Hampshire shortly thereafter. My brother already had like 80 kids, so it's all good. Fuck. What are you going to do? Hey, real quick, go out. This is just a note to self. Go out and check out South Park's new season premiere, like they do the promo. Dude, it is literally planes crashing into each other, talking about doing ketamine. Stan's dad just gonna go do ketamine, and then planes crashing everywhere. It is fucking hilarious. I haven't been this excited about seeing a season of South Park, and I haven't watched one in probably 5, 6, 7 years. I've watched the movies or whatever. Go check out the promo for South Park's new playing. Like, I don't even know what and oh Jesus Christ, there's a song on it. The end, they definitely they blame Canada for everything. So go check that out. All right. Lastly, Bert Kreischer's entertainment. This is before. All right. So I got to give you a little heads up. In about 2 minutes, I'm going to pause for a second, and then I'm going to record part of this, which is going to be a Just Greg. I've got the Just Greg intro, but I'm going to do a Just Greg because I think it's kind of cool. I think you guys would appreciate it. And it's really, this one is going to be kind of a tribute to my wife. I don't know if she's watching anymore, but that's totally fine. But it's also going to go out on its own thing. So real quick, Bert Kreischer's new stand-up was fucking great. I wouldn't say it's his top 2, 3, 4. I wouldn't say it's top 3 or 4. But it was good. It was fun. It was on Netflix, right? The goddamn dog story. His dog Nala, I think was the name of the dog. Dude, if you have an old dog, I simultaneously was crying, laughing, and farted at the same time. And I happened to look at Beth, and she was laughing at me. I didn't mean to fart, but it was one of those things I was like, I can't wipe my eyes fast enough because the story was that good. And I was completely sober. Completely and totally sober. I was crying, right? Like I was just crying. I was crying. I'm a teary kind of guy. Like I get emotional from time to time. You guys have seen that on the podcast. Crying, laughing so hard I couldn't fucking breathe, so I farted. But just a little squeaky one. And then Beth started fucking laughing, which made me laugh harder. It was so good. It literally is. It's worth a watch, man. It definitely is. Bert's a really down to. I don't know him by any means. I think we're 4 degrees 3 degrees of knowing that guy, right? But you just know that guy is fucking legit. His stories about his kids, his stories about his wife, his fucking intonations of his wife's like weird southern dialect, if you want to call it that, right? Go watch it. It's worth a watch. So did you shit your pants? No, I didn't. I just had a little squeaky fart. It was just a little. I did not shard. Did not do any of that. It was just a. I don't really. There's only been one time in my life, and I was with Brian where I sharded. Brian, do you remember that you're on? Do you remember the name of the Irish bar on Silver Lantern in Dana Point? Wait for that, because Beth and I'd brought Beth out there. So this is back in the day. This is a long time ago. So my buddies, when they moved out from New Hampshire, they moved. So Brian and Corey and a whole bunch of friends, right, moved out to California, Southern California. They lived in Dana Point. Beautiful place. I wouldn't say it wasn't nearly as expensive as it is now, but it kind of wasn't. And they all had like kind of cheaper, I wouldn't say shitty apartments. For us, they were nice, right? Like, whatever. You're 20 something, you're going to live in a fucking apartment, whatever. And we went to this Hennessy's. Thank you, Brian. Hennessy's bar. Hennessy's Irish bar. I still love this place. And we were there, and it was like a later night kind of thing after like a couple days. We've been at the beach, and we also have one of our best friends, Corey, has his sailboat slipped down in Dana Point Harbor. So we hang out down the harbor, go to the beach, go do whatever, and you're drinking beers and you're hanging out, fucking eating tacos. Taco surf. It's like taco surf, man. Brian's gonna be like, yeah, that place sucks. I'm like, nope, dude, that's my go-to in fucking Dana Point. So Silver Lantern or whatever, Hennessy's. About 10 o'clock. Corey's house is a couple blocks away over on Golden Lantern. Hanging out with I don't even think Beth was my wife at that point. I was like, hey, I have to run back to the house, to Corey's place. She's like, why? I was like, you just hang out here. I'm good. Well, what had happened is I hit a little too many oysters, too much seafood, too many Tecates, too many Mexican Bud Lights. And that'll do it, man. That'll give you a little bubble gut, but you don't expect it. You're just like, fuck off. And then all of a sudden, boom. I remember walking quickly out of there, running down, getting on a side street, jumping into some rando's hedge, being like, I gotta get the fuck out of these trousers. Not the trousers, but the underoos. Cleaning up, throwing those, running back to my buddy Corey's apartment, cleaning up and running all the way back. So it does happen, but I think I was like 24 at that point, 5.6. It was a steep hill. It was a very steep hill. And I ran that, but that was back in the day when I could run stuff. So yeah, it does happen. All right. You know what? Go out, like, subscribe to The Bar is Open with Beth and Greg. Do all of those things for me if you don't mind. Check us out on iTunes, Spotify, all of the places that you would typically go to enjoy a podcast. All right, what I'm going to do now is I need to drop in the Just Greg intro. And then I'm going to do a Just Greg right now. Normally I do it on the other set, but I've already got this going. So we're going to do that. Give me 1 minute here. I need to pull up. There we go. So this one's going to be a little bit different. If you haven't followed the Just Greg stuff that I do, this isn't normally, like sometimes I talk about random things. Sometimes I talk about personal stuff. It just depends. This one is going to be a little bit more personal because it's a message to my wife. So stand by for 3 seconds.
Violent when a Memphis repo man gets underneath the wheel of a car.
That one from the prior episode. This is Welcome to Just Greg. Thank you guys. It's awesome to see you guys. And this is the first time I've ever recorded a Just Greg live, which is kind of cool. As a trailer to The Bar is Open. So this one I'm calling it a message to my wife, but it's also a message to a lot of people out there. I've already recorded this once and I fucked up the goddamn audio for some reason. But really what it comes down to is Beth is retiring. But Beth isn't just retiring. She kind of faced a fork in the road, and sometimes shit happens. And in your life, sometimes we face that fork in the road, right? What happens in those points is you have a kind of an inflection moment, right? Where you get to decide, what do I want to do? Where do I want to go? Right? Do I want to stick to the current path, or do I want to fucking move off and do something different? Do I want to try? She's not gambling anything. Do I want to try my hand at something new? Right? We've got working at the firm that we've worked at, call it the firm. Fuck it, for this episode, we'll call it USAA, right? The firm. She's worked there for 26 years, right? She's put in her time, and similarly to military people that have worked in the military for 22. My dad was in the Marine Corps for 22 years, right? When you put that much time, you have to start thinking about, okay, what's the next thing? Which is an amazing thing to be able to do, right? Been there for 26 years. And I'm super pumped for her, right? When I recorded this the first time, it was a little bit different. And now I think I have even better perspective of it at this point. When you're married, you take on a lot of stress and worry for your spouse. She takes on a lot of stress and worry for me, and I absolutely will for her, right? But you try and help your spouse through these things, your wife, your husband, whatever, through these things, right? And you go, okay, what can I do for you? This is something that she needs to make a decision on. She's made the decision, move on from the firm. But what's next, right? What do you do? How do you fucking go about this, right? How do you go? Where do you go? What do you do? In our situation, we're lucky. So I will be quite honest. This isn't a she got fired kind of situation. This isn't a there's no money coming in. It's not that kind of situation. So I'll be transparent with you guys there. This is she got the opportunity to get a severance package, and she decided she could have stayed with the company or moved on, and she decided she's moving on. When you think about things like that, or your friends that are going through these things, we have a very, very, very close friend that's right across the street that's going through something similar, right? And you have to be gentle with the scenario. It's like, because there's going to be a lot of people going through this. I have a feeling in the next like several years, right? Company's going to change. And as you get to a certain level in companies, this is for all you young guys out there, young ladies and gents out there. It's part of corporate world. Just is. Beth and I've been there 22 years. Beth was there 26 years. She could have found something else probably in the company, but you have to make a decision for yourself. This is not a bad time. In our vows, in our wedding vows, Beth, we made the decision that in good times and bad times, we're going to stick by each other. We're going to figure things out. This is a message directly to you, Beth. We'll figure things out, right? It's a part of it. We'll have fun along the way, struggle. God never puts anything in front of us that we can't handle. We've always said that. That's our kind of mantra of living life, right? We'll figure it out. Jobs. So this is another thing you guys need to think about is jobs. All right. We've been in the insurance industry, both Beth and I. Beth, you and I have been in the insurance industry for fucking over 2 decades. Think about that. I go back to the military thing. It's like, holy shit, how do I translate my skill set that I've been in the military, you fucking military folks out there, how do I translate my military skill set into another world, another avenue? Well, you just do. You have all of these skills. You have all of these amazing interpersonal skills, not just impersonal, project management, skill management, people management, all of these things that you can bring over to another area, right? So think about that. And that's not just for Beth, that's for everybody out there. Think about how you can transition your skill set to the next role you want. And it could be 3 years, it could be 5 years, it could be 20 years that you're in this area. And by all means, like I have done 10 different jobs with my company. And Beth has done similarly. She's been a people leader. We call them like a manager or director. She's project managed. I've done a lot of those different things. You can take every one of those skill sets and put them into something else, into another company, into your own company, running a podcast, like developing certain things, your technical skills, all of these things you can do on your own or with another company. So don't be afraid to think that the grass isn't greener. Sometimes it's not. The grass can be greener on the other side, but you got to be real careful. Like if you've got fucking 3 kids and fucking life insurance and health insurance and your wife's covered and or your husband's all those things are covered, be cautious. Like just do it responsibly, right? I'm not saying there's jump fucking ship by no means. This is not a reason to just jump. Yeah. Brian said, remember when she wanted to have a bakery? We wanted to have a bakery in Southern California. She still does. That is probably not going to happen at this point, but that's okay. She went and took some baking classes in her off time. She has a year to figure out what she wants to do or to figure out that she doesn't want to do anything. We're at the situation, and that's another piece, is making sure, I don't even think I have that in my notes right now because that's a lesson that we've learned since I recorded it the first time. Making sure that you are saving up as much as you can. If your company matches a 401k, even if it's 2, 3, 4, 8%, sometimes they do higher, sometimes they do lower, sometimes they do a pensions, match every penny of it. And the younger you start, so Will, like you young people out there, start dropping money into it now. Because I started at like 25. That started even before me. And it'll change your life. I swear to God, it'll change your life when you're about our age. So Beth's AARP age. I'm a little younger than that. So we get the fucking IHOP discount. You know what I mean? But that's something to think about. When this is how I got notified. I don't want to say notified. This is how Beth got notified. Hey, No, that's not what it was. It was Beth had a weird feeling on like a Monday morning, Tuesday morning. She's like, we check. If you work for a corporation, you check your email, you check your calendar at about. I check it at 1:00 every morning in the middle of the night, 1:00, right before I go to bed. I check my calendar, make sure nobody's dropped anything on there, and then I check it first thing in the morning, about 7, 8:00 in the morning. Check, make sure that nobody's thrown anything on in the morning. So that's corporate life. Well, she hadn't, and she had this weird inkling that something was on there. So she got up early and went and dialed in. And there was probably should have told this at the beginning, but there was a meeting with her AVP or system vice president and an HR person. When you work for a big ass corporation, you don't talk to an HR person ever. Unless one, you've done something wrong, or two, you're basically getting done something wrong, you're getting removed, or you're getting a pay raise, or getting some sort of promotion, and they send not even that, they just send a fucking email to you like, congratulations. It's just your fucking promotion kind of stuff. Well, she got a message, and then she woke me up at about 8:30 or something like that, because I go in a little bit later than her. And she said, hey, I got some news. So how do you support somebody that just had, and it was a 15-minute phone call, right? How do you support somebody? Well, it goes back to, like I would say, thickness, thin, love, marriage, all that things that come together, right? But it's a challenge. And I know a lot of you guys probably have gone through that, like where you lose your job. And maybe you haven't so far, but we all will. I've lost a job in the past, right? It sucks. But I'm a guy and I want to try and fix shit right away. How can I fix it? How can I help you? How can I do this? How can I do this? If that's just a very fucking like, I want to take care of you. There, in a situation like this, if you have a significant other, you can't fix something like that. It has been, I think, 3.5 weeks now that Beth found out. 4 weeks, maybe. Probably, yeah, right around 4 weeks. And one of the coolest comments that she made to me was, after about a week and a half, she goes, I don't have any stress anymore. And I have stress every single day, which is totally fine. I'm super happy she does not have stress. I'm like, go get your eyebrows done. Go get your, because she's earned it. 26 years, 27, almost 27 years of being with a company. You've earned that shit, right? Just like you guys, even if you've been there 5 years. I believe in sabbaticals almost, right? Like where you should take a sabbatical. Like after a certain amount of time, you should get a fucking month off, not just a week here or a week there. A lot of companies are like, hey, that's just all they can afford, especially smaller companies. Big ass corporate companies, fucking give a goddamn sabbatical. Fuck it. What's it gonna hurt the company? A lot of countries even do that, right? So I don't know. Being supportive, but knowing where your steps are and then giving time is really what I'm getting at that point. So, the environment that we live in is ever changing. Do not get in the system direct message to Beth. This is, and to some of you, to those of you going through this, right? The media is going to say to you that the job market's fucked. And I can promise you it's not. It is not. There's going to be a lot of people. They're like, oh, 10,000 people laid off here and 25,000 and the government's laying off people and blah, 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 blah. Now that's called refinement. That's called efficiencies. Every company does it. Our company did it. We never thought that that would happen to one of us, but she was one of 50 people out of 38,000 that it happened to. And she could have gone and found another job. She chose to retire. So don't look at losing your job. You can look at it as an opportunity. Right, Castro? You can look at it as an opportunity. We've had these conversations. It's a Y in the road. And she took that other step and decided, I want to do something different. And you guys can do that too. So with that, whatever happens, Beth's going to land on her feet. If you guys want ever to talk, Beth's learning all sorts of crazy shit about ChatGPT for resumes, and she's learning about, she's going out and doing different things. Keep in mind, I know you guys have to have jobs. Most of us have to keep our jobs, but she's got a little bit of freedom, which is great, but that takes time to get that fucking freedom, right? So if you ever want to talk about like jobs, corporations, working in the corporate world outside of like normal times like this, reach out to us. I would really appreciate it. All right. And I love you. Just Greg, go follow Just Greg. Go follow Bars Open. Go follow Naughty Reads by Beth. Go follow all of that. And Scene. Thank you guys for letting me go through that. I know it was a little longer, but I am going to go back through some of your comments here now. Somebody said no audio. Oh, shit. There's audio. Did it kick back on? Oh, fucking Alex. I know where you live, you little fucker. Because I was not watching it, but I was watching the little thingy over here, you dick. You know, part of it is just Tyler said, fuck, yeah, you're still live. Sorry, I had to eat dinner. No, you're good. Remember she wanted to be a bakery. We talked about that. Will said he's part of AARP. Now, just your knees and your back and your spine. Brian had to lay off 37 people in a day at once. Yeah, no, it's not fucking fun, especially when you're a boss, and Beth was a boss. And then you go become a project manager and you're not the boss, right? And they decide, hey, right, it changes. Right. So Jonathan also said, I put in notice to quit 2 days before they announced the company I was working for is basically shutting down. I missed out on he missed out on 6 months of severance. But you know what? In that scenario, you also put yourself ahead of all of those other folks that were getting terminated, right? So there's different ways to look at it. In the insurance industry, if it for us specifically, when you have the tag that we have behind our names with the corporation that we've worked with for so long, we know a lot of people in the industry. Just like you guys know certain people. Like Brian's been in the demolition industry for years. He's got history behind him. He's got people that he knows. Every one of you guys, if you've been a mechanic, you've done different things. You've been in AC, you've been in or HVAC, you've done different things. You have that skill set in your past. Work that. Keep working that. It's a huge fucking deal because when I hire somebody or I need to hire somebody, I'm going to look at what's your past tenure. Some people are going to go out and I'll probably look at your social media. If you look at my social media, you're going to get fucking pretty much what you get. But, right? It is what it is when you have fucking almost 1,000 episodes of podcasting underneath your belt. So with that, I'm going to get the fuck off here. It's 9:15. I got to go take a piss. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. It's just been Greg. It's just been me. Beth called in. You know what? And without you guys, probably wouldn't have been able to do this whole thing. Thanks so much. I will catch you, or Beth and I will be back on Friday. Go out and subscribe to The Bar is Open with Beth and Greg. Go check out Beth Naughty Reads. She does have the YouTube channel out there. There's just nothing out there yet. And then go follow Beth's Naughty Reads on Instagram, on Facebook. And she started a TikTok, but we're trying to figure out how. There's no way to connect them. Go out to TikTok. If you're on TikTok, she's going to start throwing some shit out there. With that, we love you guys. Have a great night and cheers.
Welcome to The Bar is Open with Beth and Greg.